two muffins were sitting in an oven, and one muffin turned to the other muffin and said, "Is it hot in here or is it just me?" The second muffin turned to the first muffin and said, "Oh my god, a talking muffin!" Well, it's Tuesday night, and I just got back from a restaurant called Blake's in Berkeley, where I participated in a surprise birthday party for my friend Michelle, which was exciting. And now I'm finally back at Mills, and I'm all cozy in my bathrobe. As for Janae's new challenge, I haven't had television since I think I was 7 years old. I mean, I lived in San Jose until I was 7.5, and then we moved into the Santa Cruz Mountains where we don't get satellite reception, and my mom doesn't really feel like it's necessary to pay for cable and get a bunch of TV shows. So, once in a while, if the weather is right and we put up our rabbit ear antenna as high as it'll go, we'll get Channel 8, which has a little bit of news, local news stuff, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. Once in a while, it'll show Oprah, I think, and like a couple of other things, but we basically don't get any television. So, I only know television from the days of my youth and from stuff I've watched online. So, when I was a kid, my favorite TV shows were George of the Jungle and Rocky and Bullwinkle, both of which are canceled, of course. It makes me feel old. As for the other three, the shows I've watched online, The Simpsons, Monty Python's Flying Circus, of course, and QI, or Quite Interesting. I have to say I'm a big Monty Python geek. I have this thing for weird British humor, I guess, which I guess is a good thing. And QI is another British TV show. It's hosted by Stephen Fry, who is, of course, the British edition Harry Potter audiobook narrator. And basically he just asks the four contestants questions, and they get more points for answering a question with an interesting answer than they do for answering with a correct answer, and they lose more points for answering with a boring answer than if they answer with an incorrect answer. So basically, the point is to be quite interesting. And I'm very sad because there was an award ceremony yesterday, and my mom stayed overnight afterwards, and then this morning, she took away my fish. I have two fish. You, I think, met them in the first video. The little white one is named Herman. My brother named him. And the big orange one is named Severus, after Severus Snape, of course. I don't think there are any other Severuses anywhere. But anyway, my friend Maria, who's the other half of Chocolate in the Library, named Severus, and they're getting way too big for their little 5-gallon tank, so my mom took them to school with her, and her little 4th and 5th graders can take care of them in the big 10-gallon tank where they'll at least fit a little bit better. So, I'm sad and lonely at school now. And Jan from Hells and Horcruxes showed off her bass, so I'm going to show off my bass. It's exactly the same thing, but it's red. Yeah. I think it's kind of awesome that we both play keyboard and bass randomly. Yeah, pretty exciting. Oh, and speaking of musicalness, I finished writing a song, which is exciting. I haven't recorded it. I don't know when I'm going to. I have to find time when it's not too late to go out onto the piano in the common room. But yeah, I'll give you more updates on that eventually. Actually, I'll make a deal with you. If I don't have it recorded by the time I'm ready to do another video, then I will play it for you during the video on my keyboard, which just isn't as good. It doesn't sound as good on a keyboard as it does on a piano, so hopefully I'll be able to record it. Yeah. And so I'm supposed to show you some of my favorite things. And this is kind of hard for me because most of my favorite things involve Harry Potter, and I think that may just kind of superfluous in this case, since Obviously, my favorite things are Harry Potter if I'm in a Wizard Rock band, right? So, here's one of my favorite things, if I can get out from under the hammock. Oh, well, the hammock's one of my favorite things, that's for sure. But there we go. My pirate flag. Yay, pirates. Okay, going back underneath the hammock. Basically, this weekend has been full of history stuff. Like, ridiculously full of history stuff. On Friday, I don't have classes usually, but this week we had an extra class for my World War II class because we had a guest speaker, and the only time she could talk was Friday mornings. So, we had a World War II class Friday morning, and then after that, I got initiated into Phi Alpha Theta, which is the History Honor Society, National History Honor Society. And I've been going to meetings as a member-elect all semester long, and I was actually kind of elected historian, even though I wasn't technically a member yet, but I guess you can do that. So I've been historian of Phi Alpha Theta, which means I take a lot of pictures and save all of the programs from everything and stuff like that. And then I'm going to put them in a fancy book, and it will be wonderful. And so we had that initiation in the afternoon, and then we all went to have dinner together in Emeryville, and that was fun. And then Saturday, the social science division at Mills had like a paper presentation conference kind of thing. So I work for the social science division at the sort of reception desk thing on Tuesday, Thursday afternoons, just tell people where the water cooler is and direct people to the proper offices and photocopy stuff if people really want me to. And so my employer asked if I would like to work all day Saturday to tell people, or to tell the caterer where to put the breakfast, and then tell him where to put the lunch, and then clean up afterwards. And I was like, well, yes, why not? I'm going anyway. So I got paid for 8.5 hours of saying, oh, put that food there. Oh, now put that food there. Okay, I will wash like 4 things and stick them under a desk for you to pick them up later. And I was going anyway because I presented a paper. So I felt like I got a pretty good deal out of that. And I was presenting my work in progress, eventual senior thesis that I've been talking about on a few of these things. And that was really stressful because I had to write a speech, sort of, so I could present it without looking like a complete moron. But it went well. And the food was good. And then Sunday, I went to my friend Siggy's house to watch a World War II film because we have a paper about... Well, we have to watch a film that was produced during World War II. It can be from any country as long as it's during the time that that country was at war. So I watched a British film called Spitfire from, I think, 42. And then we have to write a paper on it. And this particular one has to do with technology. So, technology in World War II in a film. And so we watched that, and that took basically all day because we had to drive out of town and then watch the movie and hang out and then drive all the way back. Yeah. So there was that. And then yesterday was Monday, and it was an award ceremony in the afternoon/evening. And I was announced as one of the new members of Phi Alpha Theta and got a little certificate and stuff. And that took forever because the social sciences division was at the very end of everyone else, so it was like 2 hours before we got to anything remotely involving history. And yeah, so that was my weekend. Very historyful, which is a good thing. I like history.